Hello and welcome to the Great Plains Association for College Admission Counseling Virtual College Fair. Thank you for joining us today. We're excited you're here to learn about some great schools. I have a few housekeeping announcements as we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. That's why that Q&A button is really important. That's the best way for you to send information, send your questions in and communicate with our panelists. This is just one of many different sessions that are happening as part of programming from the Great Plains Association for College Admission Counseling. We hope that you have signed up for more and will get to learn about more great programs. This presentation, like all of the presentations, is being recorded. It will be available within about a week's time at the same website where you register, strivescan.com/GPACAC. All right, well, I'm excited to turn it over and welcome our presenters tonight. The first school that we're hearing from is going to be the Maine Maritime Academy. Elizabeth, take it away.
Still on mute. Try it this way. Thank you.
Just as I was about to be like, wait.
My name is Elizabeth Allaby. I'm an admissions counselor here at Maine Maritime Academy. If you'll give me just one quick sec, I'll go ahead and get my PowerPoint shared. You all see that welcome screen? Perfect. So I'm extremely excited to talk to you tonight about Maine Maritime Academy. I'm originally from Indiana. I know not quite the Great Plains, but I think it's such a very cool and unique school. And if you're at all interested in getting on the water, shipping out, working as someday a captain or a marine engineer, being in the water with scuba, ocean studies, things like that, then this school will certainly be right up your alley. We are located in the state of Maine, so upper New England. We're actually just 3 hours away from the Canadian border. And you can see in that central picture there, our waterfront. So the waterfront is the heart of our campus. As I mentioned, many of our students are earning licenses from the US Coast Guard to be able to work out at sea. So I'll dive in a little bit deeper to our different programs. So one thing you'll note right off the bat, we're a small school, around 950 undergraduates. What this means to you is you're going to have very small class sizes, about 11:1 student to faculty ratio. So you're going to get to know your professors very well. They're going to get to know you. So you're going to be really a name and a personality more than just a number. Other things that are special to us, we offer 23-degree programs. I'll dive into those in a little bit. And as I mentioned, there are a lot of these professional licensing opportunities, 5 of which are from the US Coast Guard to be able to operate different size vessels. And 2 are specific to our power engineers, those who go on to work in the power plant sector. Other things you'll notice down at our waterfront, we've got over 60 vessels that are accessible to you, whether or not you're getting that Coast Guard license. We want our students playing down. I call it our waterfront playground, exploring Castine Harbor and the many islands off the coast of Maine. And you'll also notice we are similar to many other traditional colleges. We offer Division III varsity sports, both men and women's, as well as a variety of clubs and organizations. So to dial in on our academic programs, we specialize in engineering, both marine, working aboard a vessel, or shoreside, that power engineering. Transportation is exactly how that sounds, but for marine transportation, these students are learning ship handling, line handling, how to chart out your path on an actual chart. So all those navigation pieces, marine communication coming in and out of port. I think we all saw in the news in the last week that huge tanker vessel over in the Suez Canal in Egypt, Ever Given. I can assure you it wasn't any Maine Maritime Academy grads aboard that vessel, but just for the scale and the size of vessel that our students can go on to work aboard. And if you don't come with any of those, navigation skills, ship skills already, don't worry about it. That's why we are here, to give you all of those pieces so you feel comfortable and competent on the water. We do also offer a business program, International Business and Logistics, that falls under the management branch. This has to do with international trade, imports, exports, predominantly that occurs over the ocean in our cargo vessels. And then the last academic department we offer is ocean studies. So these students are really dialing into the science of the ocean. All of our classes are extremely hands-on. really believe in learning in the classroom and then taking it out to the field and doing it. So no matter what course of study that you follow here, you're really going to get a lot of those hands-on experiences. One thing I wanted to point out, this is a large component of our campus, the Regiment of Midshipmen. So this is only required for those majors earning what's called the unlimited tonnage licenses from the US Coast Guard. These licenses allow our students to work aboard the largest vessels you can imagine. The Ever Given, that tanker vessel that I mentioned earlier, is a great example. It's about 1,400 feet in length, 120 feet across. And so only for these students is it a requirement to be in our uniformed student body. That's about 2/3, 65% of our student population. For everybody else, it's voluntary. Certainly we do have students volunteer to be a part of it. So for the business, power engineering, and ocean studies students, they don't need to be a part of this specifically. One thing I will say, we are not a military school, although the name Academy sometimes implies that, and certainly our uniformed students. This is a requirement from the Coast Guard. When our students graduate, they go on to work in the commercial industry. Although we do have a naval ROTC unit with the Marine Corps option, so about 5 to 8% of our students are going on to serve. Over the summers, you're pretty booked up. No matter what major you're in, you're going to go out on crews, accruing sea days in order to earn those licenses, co-ops and internships, and we hook you up with all these different companies. Our career services department does a phenomenal job of making sure that these summer opportunities are ready for you. And they are a component of all of the programs that we offer, at least one summer, if not all three. It depends on the curriculum. 90% of our students are employed in their fields within 90 days of graduation. This even held true in 2020. The maritime field slowed down a little, so it wasn't quite at 90 days, about 120 days, but it's a statistic that we're really proud of. If you'd like to see where we ranked, I can just leave you with some of these different pieces. Again, my name is Elizabeth Allaby. I'm an admissions counselor. I'll go ahead and I'll throw my information in the chat if you want to learn a little bit more about Maine Maritime Academy. With that, I'll go ahead and I'll stop sharing so I can pass it on to our next presenter. Thank you so much for your time.
Awesome, Elizabeth. Thank you so much for sharing Maine Maritime Academy with us tonight. Our next presentation today is going to be from Iowa State University.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. My name is Dakota Carpenter. I am a senior admissions counselor at Iowa State. So excited to have you here tonight. I work with our students coming from Oklahoma, and then I have colleagues that serve our other students coming from the other states that GPACAC supports. So we're glad to get connected with you. So let's go ahead and jump right into a little bit of information about Iowa State. So we're located in Ames, Iowa, which is essentially located within the state of Iowa. We're about 35 to 40 minutes north of Des Moines, which is the capital of the state of Iowa. So we're about 3.5 hours from Omaha, about 3.5 hours from Kansas City, just to give you kind of a general idea there of where we're at. There's also an airport in Des Moines, but we're also close to some other larger cities like Minneapolis, St. Paul's about 3.5 hours as well. Chicago is about 6. So if you're interested in getting out of your campus community and exploring the surrounding areas, Iowa State could be a great place for that as well. So when you're looking at schools to consider, why should you have Iowa State on your list? Well, if you are potentially interested in becoming a veterinarian, Iowa State is home to the first public veterinary school in the nation. We also are home to one of the, Ames itself is ranked one of the best college towns in the US continuously. And so as an alum myself, it's easy to see why that is. There's always something going on within the campus community, the city of Ames, or like I mentioned, down in Des Moines as well. We have top ranked programs in areas like engineering, and we have a 96% placement rate for our graduating students. So this means that within 6 months of graduation, our graduating students are either employed full-time in their field or enrolled in a graduate or professional school program of their choice. And we're able to reach that 96% placement rate through strong career services partnerships within each of our 6 undergraduate colleges at Iowa State. We do host some of the largest career fairs in the nation, where companies from all over the state of Iowa, the US, and even some internationally come to Ames to recruit our students because they're aware of the education they're receiving, as well as the faculty members that they are getting instruction from, not only in the classroom, but also conducting research with and developing those mentoring relationships as well. We're a fairly large institution with just over 31,000 students who are coming from all 50 states and over 100 different nations. And so all those numbers and statistics and information come together to create that one amazing adventure that you ultimately get to craft and design at Iowa State. Our students are involved in a lot on campus. We have over 900 clubs and organizations where students are getting involved in leadership positions in those clubs, their undergraduate college. We have study abroad programs on all 7 continents and offer a variety of honors and learning community opportunities for students as well, and a robust rec services program for our intramural sports for those of you that might be interested in pursuing that as well. We have 100 majors at Iowa State that you're able to choose from, so this might be a little overwhelming, but on this list, you're going to see everything from engineering to genetics, dietetics, education, world languages, and the list goes on and on. If you know what you're looking to study, that's fantastic. If you are quite unsure or still doing a little bit of exploring, we would love to invite you to come into Iowa State as open option to explore what we could offer you as you continue on at Iowa State. On your screen right now are admissions course requirements. The key word that I like to highlight on this slide for our juniors in attendance is the word minimum. This is what you will need minimum to apply and be considered for Iowa State by the time you graduate high school. We definitely encourage you to challenge yourself in your senior year with taking additional courses. If you are looking to pursue a major in either our College of Liberal Arts and Sciences or engineering, you'll want to note 2 additional requirements. LAS expects their students to have 3 years of social studies instead of 2. And both LAS and engineering want their students to come in with 2 years of a single foreign language. So just something to keep in mind and wanting to verify where your chosen major falls, so that way you're aware of the requirements that you need to meet. Our application process, we utilize something called the Regent Admission Index to determine a student's admissibility. So one key thing to note for those of you that are either applying for Fall 21 or Fall 22 admission, we are test optional, meaning that you can apply and be considered for admission in scholarships without taking an ACT or SAT test or sending us those scores even if you do test. If you send us scores, we're going to use the RAI or the Regent Admission Index formula that's on your screen. And that takes into consideration your ACT score, your GPA, and the number of courses that you've taken. You score a 245 on that formula on your screen, you're automatically admitted to Iowa State without any questions. If you do choose to apply without submitting test scores to us, we will do an individual academic review where we will look deeper at your high school GPA and the core courses that you've taken. So when you're applying to Iowa State, you can apply on our website or via the Common App. There's a $40 fee to apply, and you self-report all of your academic information on that application yourself. We don't need anything official in terms of transcripts until after you graduate. Most students, if they apply with a test score, receive an admissions decision immediately. But if you apply without a test score, it might take us about 24 to 48 hours to do that individual review process that I mentioned earlier. After you've been offered admission, you're then able to explore scholarship opportunities, not only through the Office of Admissions, for our merit-based awards, as well as our One App Scholarship Portal facilitated through the Office of Financial Aid. And then again, after you graduate, you'll need to make sure that your final transcripts are sent to us at our Office of Admissions. High school juniors, I definitely recommend taking advantage of our program called CAP, or the Cyclone Advantage Planning Program. It's a great way for you to start exploring Iowa State in depth. It's free, and you're not committing to attending Iowa State in any way, but it will give you a general idea of what your RAI may be and what your likelihood of being admitted to Iowa State is. So what's next? For those of you on the call that are juniors, you have lots of opportunities for, again, like CAP that I mentioned, in campus visits, seniors as well, both virtual and in person. And then we move into things like housing and orientation as well. My contact information is on the screen briefly, and I'll also drop that in the chat. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you so much, Dakota, for presenting on Iowa State tonight. All right, we've heard from 2 great schools. We have 3 more to go. So just want to remind our attendees that the Q&A box is right there. So any questions that you have for the schools that have presented or the schools that are to come, you can direct your questions to an individual school by putting the name in there, or leave something for all of our representatives to answer. They would love to share more so that they know that they're answering what you want to know most about their programs. All right, so as you can see, we've got Vanessa coming on screen. And so we'll be hearing next from the Missouri University of Science and Technology. Vanessa?
All right, thank you so much. So yes, I'm presenting Missouri University of Science and Technology. It's a little bit of a mouthful. You can call us S&T. That's how we refer to ourselves. My name is Vanessa, and I work for the school, and I'm happy to share some more information with you tonight. We are located in Rolla, Missouri. It's a little bit of a smaller town. We're about 20,000 residents. and then about 8,000 students on campus. So a nice sort of small to mid-sized school. We're about an hour and a half each from St. Louis, Columbia, and Springfield, Missouri. So I like to say we have the best of both worlds. We're a small town with all the charm and community, but we're really close to urban settings as well. So really have the best of both worlds. Lots of outdoor activities where we're located because we are in the Ozark Highlands. So if you're sort of an outdoorsy type person, then this could be a great place for you. These are a couple of rankings that I want to share with you. So first of all, we were founded in 1870 as one of the first technological universities west of the Mississippi. So this last year, we actually celebrated our 150th birthday, which is kind of a fun celebration that happened. So we're ranked extremely high in terms of our salary potential, also sometimes called return on investment, which basically means that the money that you pay to attend S&T is well worth it because of the money that you'll make after you graduate. And I'll talk a little bit more about that here in a second. We're also ranked, actually this ranking is a little outdated. We're ranked 19th in the nation for our safety. So safety is always a top concern, and we are consistently recognized as being an extremely safe place to be as well. We have two colleges here on campus. One of them is our College of Arts, Science, and Business, where you'll find all kinds of different majors and some additional minors that aren't even listed here. So really, whether you're wanting to go on and do research, maybe in biology, go on to med school, chemistry, philosophy even, or study a foreign language, we have those opportunities for you. So lots of awesome research opportunities in this college, and then our College of Engineering and Computing. And this is really what we're most well known for. So we were ranked second in the nation for our College of Engineering in 2020 by College Factual. We offer 15 different types of engineering at the undergraduate level, and even more if you go on to the graduate side. So again, additional minors that aren't even listed here. So if you're interested like in explosives engineering, you can study that here at S&T. You can become certified to blow stuff up if you want to go into demolition or fireworks, anything like that. And then if you're not sure what type of engineering you want to go into, all of our freshmen go through our freshman engineering program, where you will have a chance to explore each of these and learn a little bit more about what they are. So you don't have to know exactly what type of engineering you want to go into as a freshman. Lots of students change their majors while they're in college. There's a lot of fun stuff to do at S&T. So whether you're in the classroom or outside of the classroom, we have over 250 clubs and student organizations. And so all kinds of band, music, theater, if you are wanting to go into the performance side, but as well as intramurals, athletics. We're a Division II school. We have study abroad, all kinds of activities. We also have 19 student design teams. So where you'll actually get to learn problem solving, teamwork, business skills while designing and building race cars and robots and all kinds of things like that. So really great opportunity to get hands-on learning experience before you've even graduated. We have one of the largest career fairs in the Midwest, and that's a great way to land internships, co-ops. Co-ops is the same thing as an internship. It's just about 6 months instead of 2 months. And really awesome average starting salaries for our graduates as well. We have the highest average starting salary of any school in Missouri, and a really high average monthly salary for internships as well. So again, that's part of what leads to a really high return on investment rate. So our students go on to land awesome, awesome jobs. So whether you want to work for SpaceX or Google or Boeing or any of those industry leading companies, they consistently hire a lot of our graduating students. So if you have not yet applied to Missouri S&T, you can. Our application for this fall is still open. It's free. We are test optional for this year and the next. So should be really easy to apply. You can find all of our application requirements on our website as well. Moving on, so for you Great Plains students, we have some additional benefits. We have some scholarships that you can apply for, as well as some that will automatically be awarded to you just based on your academic history. So again, check our website for more details on these, and the sooner you apply, the sooner we can send you additional information for which scholarships you might qualify for. Here's some contact information. I hope that you can come visit us soon. Campus is gorgeous right now. Everything is starting to bloom, and we are offering in-person visits as well as virtual visits. So check our website for all kinds of opportunities, and we would love to have you visit.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Vanessa, for sharing Missouri University of Science and Technology. All right, our next school is going to be the University of Nebraska, Omaha.
And can I get a head nod if it's on the right view?
Yep.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
All right.
Take it away.
My name is Maddie Pooley. I'm an admissions representative for University of Nebraska at Omaha. We are located in, of course, Nebraska, Omaha, Nebraska. It's easy to remember because it's in the name. I also have Rashonda Austin here with me today. She's also a rep and she will be answering questions. So students, please put questions in the Q&A if you have them. When making this presentation, we wanted to look at the most common questions we were asked and what we consider is important information for students to know when making college decisions. And we came up with this acronym SMART because we want students to be smart when they're making their college decision. So to start that off, S is for size because size is really important for students. UNO is a medium-sized institution. We have about 15,800 students on campus. About 13,000 of those are undergraduate and the rest are graduate students. This means that our student to faculty ratio is about 17 students for every professor. So this is really important because it means that you're not just going to be a face in the crowd and that you can still kind of foster those connections with your professor and still get some individual help and attention in the classroom if you need it. A lot of our classes also have service learning program additions to the classroom setting. So there's a lot of hands-on experience that students get right off the bat, even their first semester when they start taking classes, which we find is really important to set students up for success after college graduation. Related to class size is major. So UNO offers a little over 200 majors. It was really hard to fit them all on one screen, so I highly recommend going to our website and you can find the full list of majors available there. Anything from criminal justice to business administration, engineering, education. We have something for everyone. However, if you were like me and when you went to college, you were like really overwhelmed and didn't know what you want to do, we also have a program called Exploratory Studies. This program is designed for students who are undecided and just need a little bit of extra help figuring out kind of what their path is. So they actually get to take a class where you get to explore different majors. And then you are also paired with a peer mentor who kind of helps you identify what your strengths and interests are and kind of helps you align those with the majors that UNO offers and what's going to make you, happy and fulfilled in your career after college. So when you go to apply for UNO and you're not sure, just make sure to click Exploratory Studies when you're completing the application process. Affordability. So this is something that at UNO we're really proud of. Compared to other four-year institutions in the state of Nebraska, UNO's tuition is among the lowest in the state. This also means that 88% of our students receive some sort of financial assistance. And for our juniors who might be watching this, if you're unfamiliar with that financial aid process, that could be anything from a scholarship to a grant, student loans, or even signing up for work study. So just keep that in mind when you are applying. Make sure to do your FAFSA on time, especially for our Nebraska students. We have a program called Nebraska Promise, which promises that if your family makes $60,000 or less and you can maintain a 2.5 GPA as a full-time student and you're from Nebraska, we will cover that tuition cost. That way you can focus on spending your money on books and anything else that you need to go or need to attend UNO. For our students who are not Nebraska residents, we still have some great scholarship options available for you. The biggest one is our UNO Advantage Scholarship, which ranges anywhere from $6,000 to $12,000 a year. Basically, to apply for that, there's no separate scholarship application. You just have to apply to UNO before February 1st of your senior year. So juniors, make sure to apply early. That way you can be eligible for all those great scholarship opportunities. Again, for our Nebraska students, we also have some scholarship opportunities similar to that. Just make sure you, again, apply before February 1st, and that's just the general admissions application. So requirements. So what does it take to get into UNO? So at the bottom of my screen, you can see the high school courses that we would like our students to have completed before applying to UNO. Something to note is the math courses. When we say 3 years of math, we are looking for Algebra 1, Algebra 2, and Geometry. The only thing that will change for that is if you are a student interested in engineering, they are looking for some higher level math courses, including calculus, as well as a physics and chemistry course. And then 2 years of the same foreign language as well. If you have taken all these classes or will have taken these classes by the time you graduate, and then we just are looking for one of the following, which is the 20 ACT, the equivalent SAT, a 3.0 GPA, or being ranked in the upper 50% of your graduating class. So not all four, just one of the four. So technically we are a test optional school. If you don't want to take the ACT or haven't taken the ACT, you can always use your GPA or your class rank to earn admissions at UNO. Something to note here is these are the requirements for assured admissions. If you don't meet these requirements, please still apply to UNO, because we have an admissions by review process where we look at everything holistically to see if UNO will be a good fit for you. So please, if you have any concerns, reach out to us and we can talk through that as well. As for tours, unfortunately, campus is closed right now for tours, but we are having some wonderful virtual tours on our website. So if you go to our website, we have 3 different options where you can be walked around campus to learn more, or you can talk to current UNO students to kind of see what their experience is like. And then we also have an option where you can talk to a peer advisor. Other than that, here is our social media. This is where you can find us online. So please interact with us. And then Rashonda will also be putting our contact information in the chat if you have any further questions that you would like us to answer. Thank you so much. And I'll be passing it off to the next presenter.
Thank you so much, Maddie, for sharing the University of Nebraska Omaha with all of us tonight. All right, we're coming up to our 5th school of the evening. We're next going to be hearing from Baker University.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. My name is Madeline McCrary, and I'm representing Baker University. I'm going to be short and sweet. I'm excited to be here, though, with all of the other amazing institutions. It makes me want to go to school again because there's some really great opportunities. For those that don't know about Baldwin or about Baker University, we're located in Baldwin City, which is about an hour away from Kansas City, close to Lawrence, Kansas. And we are currently open for visits. So if that's something that you're interested in doing, we'd love to have you come visit campus for an in-person visit, but we also have virtual visits as well, where you can meet faculty, hear from current students, and experience what campus is like. I want to talk, though, briefly about 3 things that makes Baker unique, and those being the Baker Core, travel opportunities, and the community. So the Baker Core is our general education curriculum, which is unlike any other. It allows you to select courses that you want to take. So we provide you a variety of options to meet a certain amount of credit hours, and then you decide within those courses what sounds most interesting to you. So the Baker Core is not your typical general education, and we're really proud of it. For those who are interested in traveling, we have a lot of great travel opportunities, and if you're wanting to go anywhere, we will make it work. And we are currently having students get back to travel abroad, because I know that was put on hold for a little bit, but we pride ourselves in the opportunity for students to travel, whether that be during a full semester, during the summer. We have a summer term, and then there's also a winter term travel opportunity. So if that's something that's interesting to you, definitely worth checking out. And like all of the other institutions, we pride ourselves in the community, right? We're a small liberal arts education. We're a proud member of the NAIA. And like that, we have genuine relationships on campus. So we are intentionally a residential campus, which means our students are living on campus. But it allows everyone to really get to know each other and create that sense of community and that home for the next 4 years that you're on campus. And our alumni, we have a strong alumni base that are very involved, and they want all of our students to succeed as well. So really a lot of different opportunities and a lot of great things happening at Baker University. I'm happy to chat more. I'll put my information in the chat feature as well. But again, thank you for being on here. I know it's been a lot of Zooming, and it's a different experience, but I really appreciate you taking time and investing in doing the research and finding the best college that's best for you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Madeline. I agree. And thank you for presenting on Baker tonight. I agree. Every time I hear one of these presentations, I just think every school has something amazing to offer, and I just want to go see every campus myself and, you know, go back to school too. So, all right. Well, we want to give our attendees a little bit of time to be able to get that information, all that contact information and those great links out of the chat, and to really just take a minute or two to think, is there anything they want to ask about? It can be about certain majors in the Q&A, programs like study abroad, or if there are certain activities. Some follow-up about admissions, or something about getting financial aid information as well. So any of those types of questions. So I want to give everyone a chance to think about that. So while we're doing that, I'd love to have one representative from each school come back on camera so that we can do a little Q&A and share a little bit extra about each of the schools and what they have to offer. So I would love to have each of our representatives share about their favorite event or a special campus tradition, something that's just really special to your students and your community, to give everyone kind of just a little bit of extra flavor and feel for what makes your campus special. So we're going to go in the same order that we presented. So we're going to be beginning with Maine Maritime Academy, and we'll just go right through. As the representative in front of you finishes, feel free to just unmute your mic and answer. I won't call on everyone going through. We'll just kind of loop around like that, okay? All right, so I'm going to toss it now over to Elizabeth to get us started tonight. Thank you.
Perfect, thank you. So one thing I just wanted to mention right off the bat, our commencement is happening right now, and I'm so pleased and so proud of our students who've been on campus, just like you all this last year. You've made it through. But that happens everywhere, even in your high school. So to speak specifically about Maine Maritime, one of my favorite traditions that we do at the start of every fall, our large training vessel, it's about 500 feet long. All of the students getting the Coast Guard license actually are required to jump off the back. That way you've got sort of one exit in a safe harbor, right? And our water is the warmest in August. But actually all of our students participate. So whether or not they're in business, ocean studies, power engineering, the president goes off first, one by one, you all jump off the bow of the ship. It's like a 20-foot drop, and it is a wild time. We did it in the fall as well, more spacing out between people, but definitely a very fun rite of passage.
Yeah, for us at Iowa State, I don't think I mentioned this in the presentation, but we are members of the Big 12 Athletic Conference, so very big football and basketball school. And so during homecoming week, there's a lot of kind of build up to that homecoming football game, that Saturday morning game. And so the Friday night before the Saturday game on campus, kind of like a two-part tradition. So you have the marching band that comes out, and there's fireworks, and all of these people gather around. And technically, a tradition that goes hand in hand with that is a tradition called Camp Kneeling at our clock tower on campus. So you're technically not a true Iowa Stater until you've kissed your partner, your significant other under the clock tower as it strikes midnight. And so mass Camp Kneeling happens on homecoming Friday with the marching band and fireworks and food, and it's a good time.
At Missouri S&T, St. Pat's is a really big deal down here. Rolla grows about 7 times its usual size, and we partner with the city of Rolla and put on parades and all kinds of really cool activities. A lot of the fraternities and sororities do all kinds of fun competitions, and they will raise money for various charities as well. So it's just a super fun time. Students get 2 days off of school, like it's a big deal. And St. Patrick is actually the patron saint of engineers, which is sort of, I guess, how that came about. And that's also why my background is green.
That's such a fun fact. You learn something new every day. At UNO, I would say my favorite event is called Durango Days. And that's usually the first 2 weeks of when classes start. And it's just such an energetic start to the semester. Basically, all the organizations on campus kind of spread out and have booths around. And they're interacting with the first year students, which is great to see those connections. And then, of course, there's like a ton of free food and fun activities and like freebies and prizes that students can win. It's something that I really missed because of COVID last year. But yeah, definitely one of the most fun events that UNO has.
At Baker, when you get to campus, in the fall, you get assigned a gate as a class. And so you all come in and walk through your gate. And it's kind of like you're entering into the next 4 years. And then at graduation, you walk through the same gate, and bagpipes are played on campus, and the faculty are lined on the sidewalk cheering you on before you enter into the graduation ceremony. So it's pretty meaningful for all of our students.
I love hearing all of these different traditions. I hope that, everyone who's either watching live or watching this later maybe thinks, I want to go Google some of this and see what it looks like and think, oh, could I see myself on campus as a part of these different events that are going on, which I think is really fun and can tell you a little bit more about that school and student spirit on campus. All right, well, we have one more question we're going to do, because we know that this time of year we're having lots of students that are just trying to get started in this college search process, and you're doing this all in it's a unique experience to get through this journey anyway. And then I know this year with COVID, it's brought up a lot more questions. So these admissions representatives, these counselors, are your number one resource. They are the people and their colleagues to ask all your questions and to really get some great information and support as you are navigating this. But since we have these pros right here, I'd love to know from each of you a piece of advice or a tip that you would give someone to give students or their families as they're starting to navigate this process going ahead to next year. And we'll go in the same order. So thank you, Elizabeth, for starting off again.
Yeah, perfect. I wanted to echo actually what Jennifer had said. Definitely utilize the admissions staff at any college that you're interested in. We are, the best resource to help connect you with the information you need to make your choice. And also, we want to make this a fun process for you. College applications can be stressful, but we are here to help you, just like the guidance counselors at school. So those who ask tend to have a much more pleasant experience. So ask those questions and you'll be pretty surprised sometimes what the answers are. So don't be shy.
Yeah, in addition to, taking advantage of your admissions counselor and the other, resources that you're finding, whether that's through GPACAC or other connections that you have. Also, don't count any school out. If you heard anything tonight from an institution that maybe you had never heard of before, or something that piqued your interest, definitely seek out, the reps that are here tonight, or from any other sessions that you attend. Definitely don't check anything off your list without at least checking into it.
I would say visiting a school is huge. And I know, this last year has been a little unusual in that sense, but where you can try to actually get to the campus, even if they can't offer you a tour, just walk around campus. You will learn so much about how it feels. You'll figure out if you can picture yourself living there for 4 years, because wherever you choose, that's going to be your home for a while. So you want to make sure that you fit in and that you enjoy the atmosphere of the community as well.
I think similar to what Vanessa said, my big thing is if a college is doing events for juniors and seniors, go to them, because those events are really fun and you get to meet a lot of different people, and you could even meet like potential future friends that you're making on campus if you decide to go to the same university. I know for a lot of our events have moved to virtual online, but they're still really fun and a great source of information. But hopefully for the juniors watching, we'll be back in person soon. So definitely try and go to those events.
Madeline, you're muted.
I was echoing all of that. And I would add that it's okay to not know what you want to study or what you want to major in, what activities you want to be involved in. That's the fun thing about getting on campus and exploring those opportunities. And that's what we're here for, to help guide you and once you're on campus. So I know that's a golden question about like, what are you majoring in and what do you want to be, all those things. And it causes some anxiousness, but it's also okay to not know.
That is such a good range of words of wisdom for sure, that I think cover so many of the bases, and I hope give all of our attendees and those who watch the recording just some good tips to say, okay, break this process down and feel like you have some good guidance along the way. Well, we're reaching the end of our time together tonight, and I just want to say, first of all, thank you to all of these representatives. Not only do you represent your schools with those logistics and those facts and figures, but just the passion, the excitement you have for the student opportunities in and out of the classroom is just really apparent. And I do hope that everyone watching will reach out and be inspired to learn more tonight. Thank you to everyone who's watching. Thank you for taking time out of your day to get to know maybe some schools that you have been excited to learn more about, and maybe a few that you are just learning about today. But like Dakota said, maybe something caught your attention and you want to look into it a little bit more. So we hope that this is giving you a great place to start off on your college search so that you feel like you are getting ready to go and that you're getting excited, because it is fun. It is a fun time. All right, so now the logistics of saying goodnight and closing out tonight. So what we need to, just a few quick reminders, I promise. You're going to have a very quick 4-question survey when you close out your box. We really appreciate it if you would answer those questions, and we appreciate any feedback that you have to share with us. We really want to keep improving these events, and we're glad that you took the time to be here. We hope that you'll sign up for more sessions, that you've attended sessions earlier as well that are being hosted. So don't forget, you can sign up for more sessions at that same website where you were initially registered. And finally, this session is being recorded, and it will be available, as are all of the session recordings that have been a part of the GPAC programming. And you can find that at strivescan.com/GPACAC. This has been such a fun evening. Had a great time with everyone who attended, all of our presenters. Thank you all so much, and best wishes in your college search and discovery journey as you look for your next home. All right, good night, everyone.